My girlfriend and I just recently bought a home in Richardson, Texas about 7 months ago. This home was built in 1971. We have done some nice updates like a wood floor and a new fence, things of that nature. We have enjoyed our new home and the pride of ownership that comes with the new purchase. Lately, though, some strange things have been happening. The strangest being what occurred last Saturday, which I will lead up to. The first odd occurrence had to do with a combination master lock on our bedroom closet door, which was bought and installed to keep my son and his friends out of the closet. We set the combination at 000 and it worked fine for about 3 weeks when one day the combination simply stopped working. I didn't think too much of it. Even though I've never had a quality lock to do that before, it just stopped working. I had to tear the locking mechanism off the door and we went with the locking doorknob with keys. About a week later, I entered our bedroom to grab something out of our bathroom. When I went to exit our bedroom, I found that the door had locked behind me from the inside out. I know for certain that I did not turn the lock on the handle, never have. This was really kind of attention grabbing, but nothing like I was going to experience about 2 weeks later in our kitchen. This last Saturday, 2 days ago, I went to Lowe's to grab a few solar lights for the backyard and some dummy home security stickers to add to a few of our windows to make any possible intruders to have at least think twice about entering our home. I got back home around 5 p.m. and got the solar lights planted and went inside to put some stickers on some windows. I started in the kitchen and was approaching the window when I noticed one of our cats sitting in a chair in front of the window. As soon as I noticed the cat, I noticed its head was turning towards the fridge like it was noticing some sort of movement. Next to the fridge is a large trash can, and what I saw next is something I will never forget. As soon as I looked toward where the cat's attention was, I immediately noticed that the swivel lid on the trash bin was going back and forth, kind of rapidly, over and over again. It went back and forth at least 6 to 8 times before immediately stopping. Startled, I slowly approached the trash bin to see if some wild animal had possibly jumped in or something. I really didn't know what to think at this point. The other cat was in another room. There was no breeze or any sort of wind at all in the kitchen, nothing that would cause what I just witnessed. I decided to test the lid myself to see if I could reproduce what I just saw. I tapped the lid rather forcefully to see how many times it might go back and forth. It went back and then forth 1 time and stopped. I did it again and it went backward and then forward once before stopping. I was not able to reproduce what I just saw, and even if I had been able to, it would have already been weird enough. This whole incident in our kitchen has spooked me ever since, even making me do online research to find out if someone had died in our house at some point. I found out that no one has passed away in this house, but it certainly does disprove the possibility of a ghost. I have never seen or experienced anything like this before in my whole life, and I've always been skeptical of the existence of ghosts. I am thoroughly convinced that this was a paranormal experience, and I can guarantee you that I'm no longer skeptical of the ghost's existence. I am really hoping there are no more episodes like this, and whatever this was in our kitchen just moves on. I am still very creeped out about the whole thing, although my girlfriend seems to be embracing the possibility of a ghost in our home. Personally, I just hope it's over, although I am very afraid it may not be. I live in Irving, Texas, and this past summer my family and I decided to head down to Galveston for a short vacation during the 4th of July. In total, it was 7 people in our party, and we had an amazing time at the beach and surrounding areas. I completely adore history and any type of museum, so on our way back, we decided to stop and visit the Sam Houston Memorial Museum in Huntsville, Texas. There, we visited the supposed house and old residence where the Texan president lived. Afterward, we found out there was a prison museum not far away, around 10 miles or so from where we were positioned, and after convincing my family to go with me, we headed that way. From then, things got a bit odd. On our way, as we argued over the map on which way we should go, a truck zoomed by us. Me and my siblings were sitting in the back of the large SUV. When I say zoomed, I mean going at least 90 miles per hour. We drove in the center of the road and it shook us as the truck missed us by a few feet. Before the truck started spinning over, I had a moment where I saw it hit us. I saw how each of us died, including myself, as if I were hovering above it as it happened. When I came to, I looked forward and the truck was spinning in the air as it crashed. The windows on the sides and the top burst open as 3 bodies flew out. 2 children and an adult. Though what I saw wasn't the most extraordinary part. A few seconds after this happened, I felt a light pressure on my shoulder. Not painful, but reassuring. Like when you want to soothe someone who is in shock, and after that, a soft whisper. Don't be afraid. It's not your turn yet. I can honestly say I have no idea where this came from, nor who said this, though months before I had different things happen. Before and after that, I have had moments where I see someone that should be long dead, or I hear something, yet I can't figure out exactly what it is. At night, noises come from the kitchen and other places of my apartment. I can honestly say I'm not afraid. I know for sure it's not something bad, evil, insidious, or even a demon. At least, I hope not. I've talked to people that supposedly know about these kinds of things, and all I get is it's my guardian angel that supposedly I have a gift for seeing him and others. I have no idea what to think. Noises and whispers always happen in my surroundings, yet I can't tell what they want. Does anybody have this happen to them, and what can I do about it? I was about 10, and I used to live in a small town called Uvalde. It's a good place to raise kids, I guess. Nothing really major really happens there. I was with my friend Rigo on my front porch shooting water guns in the dark. We were playing the army stuff, die you evil monster kind of thing. Well, we must have struck a nerve. I went inside to refill my water gun and Rigo came about 10 seconds after, so I ran outside as fast as I could. I hid behind the fence that divided our houses with a huge pecan tree hiding the moonlight. As I saw him come outside, he turned away real fast as if someone called him and he ran inside. I looked at him through the glass door that we had as I was walking up the sidewalk, and he started to come back outside, so I took off to hide again. As he was standing there, I began to laugh because I knew that if he didn't find me, he would go home and have to walk right past me and I would wet him. Just then, I heard my name in the most awful way that you could hear. It sounded like some kind of demon talking to me. I took off to the porch where Rigo was standing, and he asked me if I had heard something. I said my name. Just like 2 chickens, we ran inside and told my sister, and she looked outside as if there was someone there so she could believe us. I closed the door and we talked about what happened, wondering if it was the big D calling us. As I was growing up, we were always told if you weren't inside by a certain time that he would come and get you. And I tell you what, being a Hispanic and having your grandmothers and aunts and uncles tell you stories about what happened to them We have no choice but to believe them. In the end, we never spoke about it for fear it might happen again. Could it have been it? You tell me. I hope you enjoy my story.